And here we are, my friends. It's Thursday, November 22, 2018. Good evening. Last time we talked, this was about how to restore your honor. How to restore your honor and how to maintain it. And we talked, and obviously, like with this video, you will be able to review the video I after it's over and when I post it. In the last episode, we talked about the importance of failing on the learning curve, in the learning trajectory. If you admit to your failures, to your mistakes, to your misdeeds, even, then you will be honestly able to learn from them. If, on the contrary, you deny your failings, your mistakes, then you won't have what to learn from, and you will be destined to actually repeat those mistakes. And this applies both to you as an individual and to your group, your community, your family, your town, your country, and even our species. Evolution works through making mistakes and learning from them. Without it, there is no evolution, there is no um, growth. And obviously, we're not talking about economic growth, um, but about moral growth or ethical growth, um, arriving at that place of justice or peace that we yearn for, that we pray for, that we hope for. Now, there, there are some basic mistakes, or I should say, omissions in our schooling system, in the way we educate ourselves about ourselves. One of them is that we separate our theories and our beliefs and our abstract notions and our concepts from the world in which they play out. And here I already mentioned the secret. In the world, I have the world over here. In the world, you have your beliefs and concepts and your ideals and your notions and your visions work out. They're not separate. When you walk the stairs, in my apartment, I have these stairs that I have to walk to get to the front door. When you walk the stairs and you miss a step, where was I going? Right. You miss a step because there is this idea that you could either hit or miss. It's not a catastrophe to miss a step or to even to fall down the stairs. You just understand from doing so that there is the possibility of failure and the possibility of succeeding. That's what you learn from falling down the stairs. That next time you be more careful where you put your feet. But there is no such thing as a reality or an experience which isn't based on a theory or on a belief. There is always a belief or a theory which works out, which materializes, which becomes manifest in reality. And obviously the theories don't become manifest by themselves. It's not that the theory comes and manifests itself. It's through you. So you are the instrument. You are the tool through which your theory, or the theory you learn in school, it doesn't matter, or from your parents or from your priest, through you, it manifests. And obviously, when the results of the theory is a catastrophe or is less than ideal, it's not to show that you are a bad person. It's just your theory isn't perfect. That's all. When you learn to ride the bicycle and you fall down, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you are learning the difference between riding the bicycle and falling from the bicycle. That's all. That's all. There's nothing wrong with you. So when you get into this idea, and this is the main blockage of our evolution at this time. Yes, we have electric light and we have tools with which we can keep safe in our homes and even in our countries. We have armies and police and weapons and all these things to keep us safe. But we're not safe from our theories. So the next evolutionary step is to test our theories. Back at the time, 500 years ago, when there was a theory that the Earth was flat, well, it could be tested by sailing to the end of the Earth, to the farthest place, and see if the ships would fall down or not. If they wouldn't, then the theory of the flat Earth was proven wrong and had to be adjusted. And at this current time and age, we are seeing that the theory that possibly we are wrong, we are bad people, is tested by us. If blaming ourselves if something goes wrong, or if the ideal result is not reached, if blaming ourselves or blaming other people or blaming the circumstances, if that is the way to continue, or we should abolish that practice of blaming and shaming, and judging ourselves and others. And this has taken a few thousand years, and that's not much, to reach to the point that even if you have electricity and if your house is warm when outside it's cold, like it is in the Netherlands at the time, around freezing, that even then that's not a guarantee for you to be happy. You will be happy, and all the scriptures have said so, when you stop judging yourself, or when you stop judging others. Because that's not your task. If you want to be happy, then don't judge yourself for making mistakes or for even making misdeeds. So this sounds very abstract, I realize, but that's really what it's about. If again, I will take the example of children when they fall down with a bicycle, or if they do something that is not the way it works, then their teacher or their parents come and comfort them and console them and tell them it's all right. Why do they say it's all right? Because they know otherwise the child will start thinking, I'm not an all right person. I'm a bad boy or girl for falling down with a bicycle or whatever. Because the waters in which we swim, the societal waters or the cultural waters in which we swim, seem to be very focused on right and wrong, good and bad. And we need to comfort and console ourselves that and understand that that is not what encourages us to continue trying, to continue doing our best, to continue being happy with whatever the result may be. On the contrary, the idea that if I make a mistake, then I'll be punished, or then that will be evidence that I'm a bad person, is very depressing. In fact, it takes the fun out of trying. It discourages us from doing our best. It encourages us to apply for social how do you call that, assistance from the state. I don't want to, I don't want to go out and work. I might be fired. I prefer getting a monthly donation from the state. It's much easier than going through all this frustration of possibly making some mistakes and being fired from my job. I don't want to go and get into another relationship. I might flunk it. I might think that I'm not a lovable person. So I prefer to stay alone. And all these ideas. And they're all around the idea of being a bad person, being a good person, being wrong or right. And you're not. You're neither. You are you. You are who you are. I am who I am. Everybody is who he is. It doesn't say a plus or a minus. It's just we have to get used to talk about these things and get used to understand that these theories of right and wrong can be a stumbling block when we apply them too rigidly. Obviously, there's a right way to bake an egg or to make potato salad, and there's a wrong way to do it. but if you apply it to yourself, if you say I made a mistake, therefore I'm a wrong person, or therefore I'm a bad person, or therefore I'm a failure, that that is not the way. That is not the way to happiness. And when you're not happy, you don't feel encouraged to do your best for others either. So you will be a depressed member from a depressed society that is not happy. And I'm not talking about happy as the opposite of unhappy. I'm talking about being satisfied with yourself, um, being feeling that you don't need to be another person or change um, who you are. So that's really depressing. 16 minutes. So again, I may be repetitive. I mentioned this in other video talks as well, but I'll say it again. The formula I use is to confirm, as other people would say, to confirm that I'm an all right person. I use the formula of saying I am having an experience, or this is my experience, without a plus or a minus sign um, in front of it or behind it. So I have this stomach ache. This is my experience. To simply confirm this, that to stop the mind babble of saying I'm not okay or I'm a bad person. This is my experience. And I have noticed that clears the air. And then the next step may be that when it's about a stomach ache, that I go lie down and have a nap, of a 15-minute nap, or that I take an aspirin, or that I call the doctor, whatever it may be. But I do so not from the feeling that I'm the victim or I'm somehow failing or whatever. This is a situation. This is my experience, and I am perfectly capable of handling it. And in that way, I prevent the spiral of this means that I should have done that, and the fact that I didn't do that means that I'm really a bad person. To prevent that, I simply, when there is some disappointment or some experience that came unexpected, I simply confirm out loud, this is my experience. And even when it's before that, and it may be that I'm more bothered by that than many other people. But even at an earlier level, when I have an emotion or an idea that is unexpected or that is less than positive, and even in that case, I will confirm this is my thought or this is my feeling. And this has two important two two important side effects. One is I don't blame myself for this thought or this feeling or this experience. And I Don't blame other people either. So the, by confirming this is my thought, this is my opinion, this is my idea, I prevent making myself into a victim of that idea. So I reverse it. So the thought doesn't drag me down. I own the thought. I say, this is my thought. I am behind the steering wheel. The thought doesn't control me. I admit this is my thought. And the second more important benefit from confirming this is my thought or this is my opinion is that I value myself. I recognize that I'm a producer of thoughts. I'm the author of stories, of experiences, which I call the world, but it's really a series of experiences. When I confirm that these are my thoughts and my emotions, I simply confirm that these are just like the child who will confirm that this is the play that he is playing with his dolls or toys or whatever. He is confirming that this is his game out loud. It's not ashamed of that at all. To play out loud. In the same way, we as adult people can confirm that these are our opinions, these are our feelings. And when we do so, we are not only preventing.
Ik weet niet wie je ouder is.
Stop this nonsense. Siri is answering too many of my non-asked questions. We can prevent getting into disputes, into unnecessary conflicts with other people when we say, this is my opinion. What is yours? When you confirm that it's your opinion, then there is not necessarily conflict with other opinions. And I think that is very important to, at this stage in our development, that we recognize that ideas and opinions and beliefs are less powerful than us who create them, who voice them, who invent them. Because otherwise they drag us into ideologies, into a state in which we will be robots, and the only thing alive between apostrophes will be our ideology or our concepts or our state system. It's not the state system that should run us. We should run the state system. And this can only happen when we understand that we are the source, we are the author of our world, of our experiences, of our mistakes, of our successes. But we are the valuable creators of our story. The story is less important than we who tell the story, who create the story. When the movie is over, you are still there. The movie can be very exciting or very saddening or whatever, but at some point it's over. And the commercial comes on, or you go home, or you go to sleep, or whatever, but you remain. So this is true for the movie which you see on television or in the cinema, and this is equally true for the movie of your life. This is equally true for the experiences which together are the story of your life. You are more important than the various scenes and developments in the movie. You are the one who determines which way it shall go. This is a switch from how many people have thought about themselves until now. We have, if we admit it or not, seen the world as bigger and more powerful and more influential than us who participate in the world. And that is a very depressing way of thinking, a very depressing self-image and world image that we have. No, this is my movie. This is my story. How can I relate? How can I act? How can I think? Which theories must I perhaps adapt, change, in order to steer my movie in the right direction? Because it's my movie. I direct the movie, not the other way around. I'm not the victim of my movie. Come on. The victim is, the movie is my product. I can make suggestions what the next scene in the movie or in this theater play shall be. If I don't do that, yeah, then I might become a victim, but not a victim of the movie, a victim of negligence, a victim of, how do you call it, laziness, negligence, low self-esteem, which says, I can't change my movie. Well, if you can't change your movie, who can? We are adult people. So if we recognize, yes, this is my story of my life, these things are happening, and these thoughts pass, and these feelings arise. Yeah, they're all mine. They are all mine. What must I do next to go in the right direction where I want to go? Because this is my story, or our story. Obviously, it will not cause harm. I mean, serious harm to other players in the movie, just in order to achieve my objective. But that doesn't mean that they, the other players in my movie, can tell me, the director, what I must do. Can't. They are players in my movie. I should ask or tell them what I want them to do, because I am, as a grown-up person, I am the director of my own theater play, of my own reality. So this is I think, a more mature way of relating to ourselves, and to understand that we all have indeed at our fingertips electronic means of communication, and we can use them in a good way to let the other birds in the flock, the other members in the crew, know what good ideas we have, what good suggestions we come up with, and not be embarrassed to voice them, and to call or to write to the mayor or to the secretary and say, listen, I heard in the news that we have this and this and this problem. Now I have this idea. What if we such and such? How about a law that such and such? To be vocal about it. That's what freedom of expression is about. It's not about saying, hey, I'm angry at you, or you should shut up, or you should disappear. There must be another government or something like that. That's not what I think freedom of expression is about. Freedom of expression is the freedom to direct, to give instructions as a director of your own movie, of a co-director of your own city, or your own county, or state, or country, to voice your good suggestions and to say, listen, I thought about this. I think that we have this and this and this problem together. Now, how about if we do this and that? Wouldn't that be a good solution for all of us? That kind of thinking. And it starts with you yourself confirming on a daily basis. I do it many times a day. These are my feelings. These are my opinions. These are my experiences. So that I get used to the truth of that, because really they are my experiences. Nobody is to blame. And I'm not a victim for and of these experiences. They're just my experiences. It's true. And after confirming that they are my experiences, I will have more of a handle on, I will be more clear on what is the next step. I won't, remain in this idea, with this strange idea that I'm the victim of my own movie, of my own thoughts and visions. Or this idea that I'm a bad person, because I'm not. When I've gotten used to that fact that I'm not a bad person, I'm simply directing my movie, and sometimes things happen and I have to amend, I have to correct the course, or rewrite the next scene or something like that. When I have trained myself in doing so, then I can also write a good letter to the secretary, or to the mayor, or to somebody higher up, to the king or whatever, and say, listen, I thought about these things and I think this and this doesn't work, and many of my friends agree. They're very angry at this and that and that. How about doing it this and that way? Okay. It takes some training, but I don't think that there is another option if we want to prevent a civil revolt or a world war or whatever. There is no other way if we want to prevent um, uh, minor and major conflicts. Then we need to confirm that this is our movie or our reality, and we're okay. We're not bad people, and we have some. After thinking about it, we have some good suggestions. Uh, and keep moving from one scene in the movie or in our common reality to the next, and keep confirming that yeah, this is my reality now. These are the things that are happening here. This is my experience. This is still my movie. There's no point in which I can say, I have nothing to do with this movie. It is. Like I may have said in another video, I'm sure I have said in another video, you don't do that when you dream at night. There's no point in which you say, this is not my dream. This is a bad dream. I want to have nothing to do with my dream. You don't do that. You dream, and you keep moving from scene to scene. And in the end, you wake up and you realize, wow, this was an interesting story that I brewed myself, that I invented, that I made up myself. Nobody else dreams my dreams for me, and nobody else lives my experiences during the daytime for me. They're my experiences. When I do so, I make the terrible or terrifying contradiction between good and bad, right and wrong, harmless. When I'm okay as a director of my movie, no matter what things happen in the various scenes, when I'm still the okay director, then I can more quickly rewrite the scene or decide what shall happen in the next episode of my theater play or my dream reality or my life or my world, because nobody else will write the scenes of tomorrow and the day after and the next year for me. As an adult person, as a mature person, I have to write those scenes, and they involve much more than paying the mortgage or the rent or deciding where to go on a holiday. They are vast. This whole world is my movie. I have to very often help rewrite the scenes or give direction. And I don't think that the administrators, the administration, the government is the only party which should be blamed for things going wrong. I don't think anybody should be blamed, but we all have a part to play. And as I said before, the freedom of expression is ideally should be used to voice our opinions, to say, listen, I have this opinion. This is not going, when we leave this situation, protrude like it, continue like it does, it will end up like this. I have some experience with this. I don't think that's right. Why don't we try like this and that? Okay. 40 minutes. That's decent enough. Look forward to your reactions, and we will all keep up the good work in co-directing this wonderful common movie or theater play that we're involved in, that we have volunteered for. I wish you well. I hope to meet with you in any capacity, and I look forward to your feedback. Be well for now.